Welcome back, Shalligators. Welcome all my alphas, because today we are going to be tackling International Women's Day. It's on Monday. I'm sorry, I said on Instagram that it was Sunday. Time is a flat circle. I work every day of the week, so like every day's a Saturday, but every day's also a Monday. It's awesome. So I lose track. I'm sorry. But I asked you guys, like, what topics do you want to talk about Women's Day? And overwhelmingly, two bubbled up. How to embrace your femininity without losing your personal power and kind of like making your femininity work for you, and how to stop like feeling competitive or jealous with other women and truly embrace sisterhood. Now, these seem like they might be easy things to answer, but they go to a lot of very complicated issues within us. So today we're going to be tackling the feminine thing. And then next we're going to be talking about, sisterhood and not feeling jealous and competitive, because it's a really terrible way to feel and it can have very bad consequences. So that's what we're going to work on today. And who else represents alpha energy, but like a feminine sex appeal better than Rihanna? And we've done a video in the past on Rihanna and how to be alpha and feminine, but we're going to embrace this a little bit more, talk about it more, because we're going to talk about the things that hold us back from embracing our femininity: worthiness, judgment, and a lack of a clear feminine model in your life. So we're going to dismantle all those and get you there. But before we do, just want a reminder, follow me on Instagram at ShallonXO. Definitely check out my story highlight called Clowns, where we dismantle a troll who has just been unbelievably nasty to the Shallontrage. And I say that because it's not just me that this person has been attacking and threatening to kill for over a year. It's like you guys. Like, she's gone after the fans, minors, teenagers. I don't stand for that shit. You can say what you want about me. Don't come for my girls, baby. Don't do that. And we're just kind of getting warmed up. Also, you like my drip? This is a design for my merch line, SLXO. It's an oldie but a goodie. This was like one of the first ones. Feminine feminist. This is what I am. This is what we all are here. We are like beautiful, poised, elegant ladies, but we're alphas, make no fucking mistake. And there's this sort of idea that like the two have to exist independently. You can either be feminine or be a feminist. No. That's what we're going to talk about today. So click the link in the bio to pick this up. It comes in a t-shirt, a tank top, a crew neck. It's fantastic. Plus all the other merch designs like May the Bridges I Burn Light the Way and Reduce, Recycle, Revenge. So let's talk Rihanna. Like I said, we've used her as sort of an exemplar of the feminine feminism because you can't argue against either one. She is a boss and a fucking half. Multiple businesses. She does not seem like she'd take shit from anybody. And we recently did a video on how to cultivate this attitude of being unbothered and dealing with criticism. When to let it go, when to stand up for yourself. So she's obviously a boss. She's got that undeniable, that like cat-like elegance, but menace. Malicia con delicadeza. Malice with finesse. I love it. But she's also very feminine. Beautiful. She loves her makeup, her furs, her outfits. She does not try to pick a lane. And no strong woman does, right? Society tells us that we have to. Society tells us that we are but one thing. We're the good girl or we're the slut. Right? We are the maternal chick, or we're the boss babe in the boardroom. We all know that that's horseshit. That's complete baloney. You don't view your friends as like, well, she's the nice one and she's a successful one. No, you're like, Abby is warm and loving, but she runs her own business, and Alicia has cleared millions of dollars last year, but she will be right there for you if you're having a bad day, and she can bake and she can sew. We know that we are a million different women all inside one body. And that is the fun of being a woman. And you know who doesn't like that? Men. Bullshit, one-dimensional men. Of course not our alpha men, our Baracks, our Baracks. I don't know, man. Barack. What other alpha men do we love? We have a whole playlist on alpha men that we love. Check it out. I can't off the top of my head remember any except for Barack. He is my sun, moon, and stars. And yeah, I'll brag that he follows me on Twitter. Why not? Wouldn't you? But not everyone can be Barack, right? Some guys out there, because they are one-dimensional, either organically, they're like, I like hunting and fishing and fucking scratchers. They're male crystals. Either because they are organically very one-dimensional, and a lot of people are, or because society has told them they can't be multidimensional. They can't be strong and sensitive. They can't cry and still lead the family, right? Well, tough shit. Figure your own problems out. We're talking about women today. So they're going to foist that on us. Well, fuck, if I can't be multidimensional, if I can't cry watching Grey's Anatomy, bitch, you can't neither. Yes, I can, Dennis. And I will. So we gotta let go of this idea that we can be one thing or the other. Because like I said, there's 3 things that are holding you back from embracing your femininity. Worthiness, fear of judgment, and a lack of a clear feminine model, right? Worthiness. That's the biggest one. So we're going to start with that. To feel unworthy of embracing your femininity, it's a very complicated thing. Worthiness. Now, for the purposes of this video, we're going to call like feminine girls feminine, girly girls, right? And then we're going to call the opposite crunchy. Because I'm not going to say like they're grubby or whatever, because I think that's derogatory. And you can be like very like well groomed and stuff, but just not like ultra feminine. So we're going to go crunchy. A lot of girls out here in Montana are very, very crunchy. I mean, they hunt, they fish, they hike. They wear those tactical shants, pants that zip off into shorts, shants, and like a lot of pockets, and they're like quick dry fabric. I'm like, I don't need my clothes to dry quickly, because if I'm wet, I'm in a bikini on a boat. I'm not like wading through a river to catch a fish I could buy at the store. It's just not me. Good for you. Fuck, man. I ain't doing it. Somebody's got to catch those fish. It's not going to be me. So we're going to say girly girl and crunchy, okay? Crunchy girls have been given the message, tacitly or overtly, that they are not worth the investment in themselves, right? And every time I see a crunchy girl, I think it's so insane that she doesn't feel like worthy enough to like learn how to blow her hair out, learn how to do her makeup, dress up a little bit, because she is spending a lot of time. She feels very much like she is worth the time investment to learn how to fish or hunt or ski or hike or fix a car or go to law school or become a nuclear scientist. Very difficult things to accomplish that shit I don't do. I don't have the strength or the mental acuity or the desire to do those things. And it's like, of all the things you feel like you can't do, makeup? Putting together an outfit? It goes back to, it's like, it's not that I can't do these things. It's not like there's anything particularly complicated. It's, I am not worth that investment. It is truly a self-esteem issue. A lot of the crunchy girls I know, like in my life, it's a self-esteem issue. Oh, I don't take time. Like, I'm a mom, so what's moisturizer? I don't know. Honey, nobody is a better investment than you. And listen, this is not a video trying to get you to like spend $500 at Sephora and 2 hours getting ready. I spend maybe 8 minutes doing my makeup for these videos. Like, I don't take a lot of time. I can catch a dick whenever I want. I mean, you don't have to like reorient your life around like beauty and fashion and hair ribbons and nylons and Fabergé eggs in order to be considered feminine. Not at all. But it does require some sort of commitment to yourself. Because like I said, it's a self-esteem issue. We can look at someone who is very unhealthy and overweight and be like, you don't feel like you matter enough to really invest in yourself to be healthy and be your best self, right? There's something inside you that's saying, I'm not worthy of having a good, healthy body. So I'm going to eat, and I'm going to validate that opinion inside my head, because what do humans want more than anything? We want to feel right. We would rather be unhappy and right than crazy and happier. How that breaks down is self-fulfilling prophecies, right? I always get cheated on. I always get left, The universe says, your wish is my command. Your psyche says, all right, great. That's what we're doing. Let's sabotage everything. Because your psyche wants to create a lack of cognitive dissonance. What is cognitive dissonance? That means what's happening in real life does not match what's happening in my mind. I hate this job, but I have to go there every day. I love animals so much, but I keep eating meat. That's cognitive dissonance, right? So we are going to do whatever we can, even if it's ultimately, ironically, self-destructive, to negate that cognitive dissonance. I feel bad about myself, and like I feel like I'm inherently gross and ugly, so I'm going to make sure I present that way. I'm going to make sure I feel that way all the time. I feel like I'm just a shitty person and nobody loves me, so I am going to craft what I feel is a body that's unlovable, a persona that's unlovable, behaviors that are unlovable, or if I do encounter people who love me, I'm going to fuck it up and remove myself from them or destroy the relationship so that, ta-da, I was right. I am unlovable. The psyche's weird, right? So it all starts inside. It doesn't start at the makeup counter. It doesn't start in the clothing section. It doesn't start there. It starts in here and it starts in here. So we got to dismantle those things that are telling us we're not worthy of this. We're not worthy of this investment. And some people in our lives might be saying that. Your husband, like, I can't wait 15 fucking minutes for you to do your hair, Jen, before we go to Chili's. Okay, can we just fucking go? I'm hungry. Gary can sit his ass on the couch and watch NASCAR. Okay? But let's move on to the second one, because, they're all interrelated, right? All these three, the triumvirate of crunchiness is all interrelated. Judgment. Sometimes when we want to make a change in our life, whether it's our career or our makeup, we are very, very worried about who's going to judge us. But more often than not, we are localizing these judgment fears on like a very specific yet random handful of people. It's like two girls from high school. You're like, Kristen and Rebecca are going to see this on Facebook and they are going to light me the fuck up. Like they are going to be laughing about me. And it's like Kristen and Rebecca are living their own lives. They literally don't care if you get a new haircut. Do you know what I mean? Back in high school, my friends and I had this thing we called the car of people who judge. And it was like all these upperclassmen, these popular kids who would carpool to school together. It's like Jim Denisi, Tom Roney, Leah Steinman, and just like the beautiful people, the heavy hitters of high school. And we'd be like, yeah, that's like the car of people who judge. And to this day, as an adult, I still, when I'm like, oh my God, what if I post this on Instagram? I post this thirst trap. People are going to judge me. I think of the car of people who judge, like those specific people, as if they care. They're all living their own lives. Like they don't care about my thirst traps. They probably don't even follow me. But it's weird how we localize on these like very few specific people as this sort of weird Greek chorus of judgment about why we can't do something. So follow that, chase that dragon. Because when I looked at it, when I was like, when I think about like, oh my God, people are gonna judge me for this. And I like looked at who I was like actually picturing. It was so ridiculous. I just started cackling out loud. And I'm like, I'm posting a thirst trap. I'm being so dumb. And I don't worry about shit like that anymore. But the car of people who judges changes. Car of people who judge changes. Like now that I'm in Montana, which this sounds ironic, I would like to be more crunchy. Like I would like to wear Western wear, boots, jeans, a cowboy hat, and not feel like people are going to laugh at me, which is strange. Like in a small town in Montana, I have no problem like walking in with my ostrich feather jacket, thigh-high boots, sequin shirt, I'm like, this is me, motherfucker. I almost feel more confident doing that than I do walking in like Wranglers and a hat because I feel like a phony. I feel like I have imposter syndrome. Like everyone's going to look at me and be like, she can't castrate a sheep, and they're going to be right. I can't. But when I think about my Montana car of people who judge, it's like my guy friends, like they're going to laugh at me. If I walk into this bar in full Western wear, they're going to laugh. They're going to make fun of my hat because they've done it before. Like this isn't something I'm just like guessing at. Like they've lit me up for this before. And it's like, okay, what happened the last time they made fun of my hat? I was actually like kind of pissed about it for like several hours. I was like really self-conscious about my hat for the rest of the day. But are they still my friends? Yeah. And were they probably just teasing me because they're guys and that's what they do? Yeah. And did my life end? Did I stop riding horses? Did I stop barrel racing? No. And do I like that hat actually? It's a Stetson. It's expensive and nice. Yeah, I like that hat. Monster dismantled, right? The monster lived under the bed. We looked at it. It's like, you're just an old pair of socks. I'm not afraid of you. So again, this judgment that you think is going to happen, this like crazy judgment day, if you show up to school with your hair blown out and a little bit of mascara, what's it going to be? What's someone going to be like, oh, suddenly you just care how you look. Yeah, and I see that you don't. That's funny. Or maybe they do. Maybe that's like the sassy, like pretty girl. And you'd be like, oh, I don't know. You seem awfully scared, Kelsey. You worried I'm going to come for you and look better? Ooh. There's always something to say back to people who are sitting in insane judgment of you. Like, why do you care what I do to my hair? Are you obsessed with me? Oh my God, do you have a crush on me? Do I need to file a sexual harassment claim because you're like so obsessed with me? Interesting. But for the most part, nobody cares. No strong other alpha woman is going to shit on another woman for wanting to be her best. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. When I go to the gym and I see a very obese person working out, I'm like, yes, get it. I think to myself, like, how much it must have taken for that person to go out and even just buy running shoes and workout clothes and sign up for that membership and get on the treadmill. Like that, just the fact that they're there at the gym walking on the treadmill, I was like, you're a fucking winner today. You're more of a winner than that juice head who has nothing else in his life but his biceps and his delts. I don't even know what delts are, but you know that he does, right? Tyler does. So like only betas are coming for you. I posted a quote on my Instagram that Christian Bale said. He's like, you will never be criticized by someone doing more than you. You will only be criticized by someone doing less. And we say that all the time. No one above you is coming for you. So if people have a problem with you, they're the problem. And wow, oh my God, thank you for self-identifying as such a beta. Now I can completely disregard your opinion of me. Okay. The third thing is a model of femininity. This one's tough because this is not something you can you can change it, but it kind of is what it is in some ways. I grew up with all women, beautiful Southern women, genteel, sophisticated women, but these women were no fucking joke. All of my grandmothers, great-grandmother, grandmother, my mom, they owned property. They all owned not just a home, multiple homes by the time they were like 24. Like I'm kind of the deadbeat. I didn't buy my first home until I think I was 28. I bought several since then. But like, and they don't just buy them, they flip them. They do a lot of the construction themselves. They know the entire construction vocabulary. We're going to get back to vocabulary in a second. We'll get there. They know all of this stuff. And I'm just like, I know my angles when I take a selfie. Like, what am I doing? But so they modeled this sort of like self-contained unit. You not only have to be like beautiful and poised and you know your shrimp fork from this fork and blah, 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 but you can take down some drywall. I'm like, well, I can do one of those things. I know my forks. So I had a very intimidating feminine model, but I had a feminine model. And other people I know, like other girls I know who are more crunchy, their moms are not ultra feminine. They never wore makeup. What's up, Botox? Not in my family, honey. They are like put together. And it was never about like pleasing men. I mean, my family, there was always like, oh, men. Yes, I've heard about them. We're all right. They get dressed for themselves. They do their beauty treatments, their Botox, their fillers, their hair appointments, their nails for themselves. And that, I think, has been the best model for me. It's like, I don't put on makeup to go out and like find a dude to blow. Okay. I put on makeup so that I feel good about myself. And honestly, so that I can manipulate the world to be better to me. We need to get rid of the word manipulation as a bad thing. We manipulate the world all the time. Dad, can I borrow the car? Because, taking the bus is just not safe that late at night, right? You wouldn't want that, no. We manipulate. This is simply how we persuade the world in our favor. It's a very positive thing. It is a necessary thing to survive and thrive in this world. People who are like, I don't ever want to be manipulative. Okay. It's like an animal being like, I want to have no defenses. Can someone declaw me, take out all my teeth, remove my poison secretions glands? I don't need any of that. I just want to be pure prey. It's fine, baby. Do it. Don't come near me. So I know that when I look good, I feel good, I am my best self, the world responds to me better. And I think that goes back to worthiness. I am worth the good response. I know I feel good about myself and I want the world to see me the way I see myself. A bad bitch, sexy, charming, beautiful, glamorous. I inherently feel that way. And so I will accept no other reaction from life in the world other than that one. And I will present how I need to in order to ensure that reaction. But when I feel bad about myself, when I feel fat, when I feel grubby, when I just feel like, and we all have those days, I don't get up and put on a full beat every day, not by a long shot. But when I feel bad about myself, I want to hide. I wear bigger, baggier clothes. I like put on a cap so that people can't see me. I'm physically trying to shrink into the background because I just don't feel like I want to be seen, because I don't feel like there's anything worth looking at, like internally, it just, however you want to interpret that. So I have to constantly do things to combat those feelings of unworthiness. What are those? What are those? I realize we're skipping around a little bit, but that's okay. How do we combat unworthiness? People with high self-esteem do esteemable things, right? They help other people. They give back. They're someone's miracle. And being a miracle can mean, hey, I was just thinking about you. I just want to let you know I love you. Are you okay? What's going on? It can be giving some food and money to a homeless person. It can be petting a doggy that's tied up outside that might be lonely and a little bit stressed. It's very, very easy to help. And when we do that, we feel good inside. We light up inside. We also combat unworthiness by having goals. There's nothing to build self-esteem more like overcoming trials and tribulations, right? A Joel Osteen podcast that I love talks about the palm tree and how the palm tree can bend almost all the way completely over in a hurricane, and then it pops back up when the hurricane's done. And you would think that would damage the tree, but actually it creates these little tears inside the tree that make it grow stronger every single time. So all that adversity from the storm actually creates a stronger tree in the long run, right? I think that's fascinating. And that's why palms and palm imagery comes up so much in the Bible. Like, that's not an accident. I think that's really interesting. I love tying things back together. So when we can set a goal and overcome the adversity of chasing that goal, whether that's organizing our room, working out a little bit, having a better relationship with our sister, reading one book every week, and like the trials that go with it, we're like, oh, I feel great. And then we're emboldened to keep going. And then when we walk by a Sephora, suddenly Sephora is not so intimidating. It's like, if I can learn to fix a carburetor, you think I can't learn to do winged eyeliner? Please. Of course I can. So how do we actually, like in terms of real world things, embrace femininity, right? How do we become more feminine? Well, like we've talked about for the majority of this video, a lot of it is how you look. I mean, it is, duh. So let's not shy away from that. I want you to set very, very, very small goals. If you're on one end of the crunchy spectrum, okay, I want you to set a goal the first 2 weeks of your feminine glow up. Hygiene. Just make your goal hygiene. You're going to shave your legs every few days or however often you need to. You're going to wash your hair as often as needed. You're going to buy good shampoo, good conditioner, right? You're going to brush your hair out. You're going to blow it out. Just blow it dry. Just with a round brush. So, blow it dry if that's what your hair likes. You're going to make sure your teeth are brushed and flossed. Okay. You're going to get your eyebrows waxed so you have 2 of those and not 1 mustache. That's important. 2 eyebrows, 0 mustache. Okay. Keep your nails clean. Don't even have to paint them at this point. We're just doing it. Make sure your skin's nice and hydrated. Get some nice lotion. I love Jergens. It smells amazing. Get some moisturizer. We're just doing the basics. Just doing the basics. And if you're already like, oh God, okay, wind it down to a place that you're like, all right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I can do that. Then after 2 weeks, you're going to step it up a little bit. Hey, maybe instead of wearing your glasses, you're going to wear your contacts every time you go out. Or if you prefer glasses, invest in some nice ones. Not like the weird CVS ones. There's so many places to get glasses now. I don't wear glasses, but there's so many cute ones. Invest in some cute ones, okay? So you feel your best. Now you're going to work on your posture. Your posture. Those shoulders are back. Your tits are out. Your head's at a good level, okay? If this means you need to do a little bit of yoga to get your posture in alignment, some Pilates, do it. Then we're going to scale up and up and up. Up and up and up. And look, this has been a month. You have probably already changed so much of how you look. You're clean, you're pretty, you're hairless where you need to be, your posture's good, your hair's shiny, you're taking your vitamins, you're getting good sleep, you're hydrating, you're just doing the basics. This is just self-care. This isn't glamour. You're going to go up and up. One thing I think that's happening right now in America is the crazy makeup revolution. And I feel like all these makeup artists and makeup gurus and stuff, they want to make it more accessible, but I think makeup is honestly the least accessible it's ever been, because the makeup we see on videos and YouTube to me is so extreme. It's your 39-step Korean skincare routine. I'm do they work less hours in Korea? Because I do not have that kind of time. Or I'm friends with makeup creators. I'm friends with the Catan sisters. Hi, my beauties. And I watch their videos and I'm like, what are they doing? You could give me the whole rest of my life. I don't think I could do an eye look like they do. I still look good though. I mean, I hope so. But I think that makeup has become like kind of intimidating. Like if you're not doing this insane James Charles 45-minute face, then you have to be just super crunchy and you can't do anything. No. Literally Google makeup 101. When things start to open back up, try to take some makeup classes at Sephora. I do that all the time. I used to do that in New York all the time. They have very specific ones like brow class, contour class, smoky eye class. And it's just a really good basic class. And the people who are in there, like some of them never wear makeup at all. So it's not like nobody's intimidating. They'll pick out the perfect product for you. This isn't an ad. and it's free. Class is free. They want you to buy $50 worth of product, which is like, who can't do that? So I think that that's really good. It's taught me a lot. Or if you have a friend who always looks really good, be like, hey, can I watch you do your makeup? I know that's weird, but can I just like watch how you do it? They would be delighted to show you. Because we all like narrate our own makeup. It's like, so next we're going to be using this brush, like as if we're on camera, like we do it, right? It's like when we're cooking, we're like, next I'll add the fennel, right? So ask your friend. She would love to give you tips. Don't ask people to do your makeup for you. I hate it when people ask me that. I can't do other people's makeup. I can only do my own, right? And they don't have the colors. Learn to do your own, right? Or be like, hey, can you come to Sephora with me and like help me pick out something? Start with the basics. Foundation, brows, gloss. If you do those 3 things, you're good. You can use the gloss and lip color on your cheeks. Fine. You don't need a whole eyeshadow. Start small. Get comfortable with it and then work up. See how you feel. Maybe all you need to feel really feminine and good are those 3 things or one of those things. Great, girl. It's not about how you look, really. It's about how you feel. Because when you think about it, the reason, like I said, I want to look a certain way is so that I present a persona in that way, right? And I feel my like sexiest and most fabulous with makeup on. I've never understood the girls like, I feel sexiest after the gym with no makeup and a t-shirt. I'm like, okay, I don't. I feel great, all dressed up, full glam, red carpet. I feel amazing. That's just me, right? So find where you are on the crunchy girly scale, because wherever you are is fine. If that is presenting your best feminine self, do it. But I know what you're thinking. Okay, I can put on all the makeup I want. I can, put on a dress, whatever. I still don't feel like feminine. Femininity is also behavior. Now, some of us veer more to the other side. We become overly spiky, overly alpha, and we don't know how to dial this down and be a little bit more feminine without feeling like, well, now I just look like, ooh, well, I don't understand. What's a boat? What's a math? Like, no. I think beta males have told us that to be feminine is to be stupid and to be weak. There is nothing more powerful than a feminine alpha. Look at Rihanna. Look at her. You could never say that woman doesn't have any power. She is nothing but power. And part of that power lies in her girliness, for sure. I have a phrase. I definitely used to be the overly spiky alpha. I was, because I wanted people to take me seriously. I'm a boss babe. Here's my whole resume. And it didn't go well on dates. Like if anything, it created a very a competitive construct. It's like, because I was leading with all my accomplishments, then a guy was like, okay, well, then I'll lead with all of mine, and that just created a very competitive, unsexy, unnurturing dynamic on both sides. So I learned to lead with the sweetness. Lead with the sweetness. I don't care how bad of a bitch you are. You're still a sweet one too, aren't you? I bet you are. I bet you're a wonderful daughter, a wonderful sister, best friend, pet mama, cat mama, right? I bet you're gracious and adorable at Rite Aid to the cashier girl, right? You are. We all are. I am a war machine for sure. But for the people I love, I'm just such a lover. I'm not a fighter. I'm a fighter when I need to be, but I'm mostly a lover. And I'm okay with that duality, and I know when to turn it on and turn it off. And I've learned to lead with the sweetness. So I used to go on dates, like I said, and just present my whole resume. Now I talk about the things that make my heart happy. horses, my dog, helping people, where I travel to, my family. And yeah, of course I'll talk about my job because that is one of the things that makes my heart happy, but it presents in a different way. The message is the same, but the medium, the vehicle in which it arrives there is completely different. It's not like, well, this is who I am and respect me. Confidence is quiet, right? I don't need to brag about my resume, babe. I don't need to. And look, I'm a public figure. If you're not, you don't need to either. Your intelligence, your confidence, your ambition, that comes through so subtly. It's a spice, right? That is the aroma of a meal. It's the taste of it. It's not the meal itself, right? You don't need a big ass plate of chili powder. Nope. It's the spice on there. You're like, oh, that's the flavor. Oh, okay. The bulk of the meal is your sweetness, is your heart and your soul. So that's what we need to lead with people. Now, this isn't about being weak, and I'm not saying you should just be like a sweet little marshmallow to people who are attacking you and who are shitty. No. We have the war machine side. We will employ it when we need to. But femininity is warmth. Warmth is charm. Charm is accessibility. This is the latter. Accessibility. What does that mean? You're a good listener. You're asking thoughtful and engaged questions. You're smiling. You're making eye contact. Your phone isn't just face down on the table. It's in your purse. You're not checking it. Presence, mindfulness. There is nothing more feminine than a plugged in woman, right? If you think about someone who's like on their phone, first of all, you picture their posture. They're usually hunched over and they're looking up. That looks like an animal. That looks like an animal like eating something it found on the ground. I don't care if you're scrolling on Instagram or like trying to crack open a walnut. You don't look the same as like engaged, shoulders back, eye contact, big smile, tossing your hair. That's engagement because that's charm. And because it's charm, it is inherently femininity, right? If, like I said, you don't have an exemplar of femininity in your family, now, no matter how old we get, no matter how many people in the world we meet, our parents are still, studies show, our number one opinion leader. They are. And sometimes we don't get dealt the hand we want. I get it. I didn't get it with my daddy. Didn't really get it with my grandfathers. I did with the ladies in my family. Okay. Maybe you didn't with the ladies or the men. I bet you have a friend that you like or admire. Maybe there's a celebrity, YouTuber, who you look up to. Not in like a fixated, like stan crazy way, but it's like, hey, I admire Gal Gadot's poise. Gadot, is it? I never say it right. Gal. I really admire her point. I admire the fact that she just seems so sweet and so gracious, and she removes herself from Hollywood. She's not like talking shit. She's just like, I come and I do my job and I'm sweet and I have my life. Yeah. She just has this inner poise about her that I love. Same with Rihanna. And what these women have in common is they have focus. They have a job that they do. They have things that they love, and they are unbothered by external criticism. They don't engage with it. And maybe, of course, that might be bothered personally, but they don't engage with it outwardly. I really, really admire that. Same with Michelle Obama. She's cool under pressure. She's focused on the things that matters to her and tunes out the other noise. And that allows her to come across as extremely confident. It gives her the confidence to present herself in whatever way she wants. Same with Rihanna, same with Gal, same with Margot Robbie. And one day that might mean them being like crunchy and badass and, down in the dirt and just rooting around. And other days they're on a red carpet being super glamorous. I love that. It's about the multidimensionality and the confidence to embrace all of our many dimensions. Because let me tell you something. If you aren't embracing one dimension, there's many you're not embracing. Right? Very few of us are like, oh, no. I think I'm real stupid. I think I'm stupid and unworthy and I'm always going to make minimum wage. But I have amazing friendships and I'm fantastic in my romantic relationships and I have just the perfect dynamics with my family and I'm super healthy and I honor my body. I don't fucking think so. No. If you feel inherently dumb, you're going to keep crafting situations that, again, it goes back to that psyche and the cognitive dissonance. You're going to craft situations that say, your wish is my command. You are dumb. Let's make a bunch of dumb decisions. Fabulous. And we might look at like crunchiness as just like an external thing. Like I keep saying, it isn't. It comes from something so much deeper. And that's annoying. But look, the body does lead the mind, right? Studies show that like our body can create thoughts. walking around, just something as simple as that, getting outdoors, creating endorphins can help lift a bad mood and ameliorate stress. Studies show this all the time. We know this, right? Putting your shoulders back and getting into what they call the Wonder Woman pose. You're like, ta-da! Like this is shown, if you hold it for a minute and a half, to increase mood, confidence, all the positive feelings, all the positive alpha feelings, right? Why am I bringing this up? Because let's say you're like, you're right. I now realize I don't feel worthy of being a girly girl, and I'm overwhelmed with how I would do it. And my mom is crunchy and whatever. So now I thought it was about lipstick, but now I realize something deeper and I'm even more overwhelmed. I get it, of course. Let's do something different. Let's start with the pose. Let's start with the external and see if it changes the mind. Go into Sephora, be like, I got $50 to spend. Look at me. What do you think I need? They're going to have ideas. Be like, okay, let's get you some nice sheer tinted moisturizer, some liner, some brow gel, and we're going to send you out the door. Like, okay. And commit to 14 days of the new you, right? And just see if maybe you're like, I do feel good, actually. I like this. I kind of like this new me. Oh, it's new Kristen. I like it. Sometimes the body leads the mind. So if you don't want to do the work of dismantling the unworthiness, for sure, I get it. Try it in reverse and see where it gets you. The bottom line is that we are worth the investment. Fuck people who judge us, and fuck it if we don't have a model. The bad thing about, our interconnected society is we can't really ever log off, it seems, and we're inundated with so many messages. But the good news is we can find the things we need. If we didn't have an opinion leader in one category, they're out there. They're YouTubers, they're influencers, they're self-help gurus, they're doing a TED Talk, they're running a corporation. They're out there to be found. And not even on the macro, on the micro, in your life, I bet you know people. Go to people you love and admire and respect and be like, hey, how did you get this way? What did you do? What did you overcome? Tell me. And be honest, be like, I don't have anyone modeling this for me in my life except for you. People love to feel like experts. Stroke that ego, girl. They're gonna be like, I would love to tell you about how I became so fabulous over coffee. They'd love it. So really go out there and try to find it. It doesn't have to be all this icky, emotional, intellectual, psychological work. It can be things that are fun and curious and passionate sparking. I want to know what you guys have to say. If you went from crunchy to girly, what was the change? Or I know a lot of you guys maybe used to be girly and then some things happened. You gained weight, you got sick, you got divorced, and it's like, now I can barely wash myself. I just feel so down in the dumps. Let's be there for each other with this. Put your story in the comments section. Let's share. Let's collab. Another great place to collab is the Shalligator Reddit thread. There's almost 3,000 of you on there, collaborating and talking. It's really fun. It's such a super fun, supported place to be. So we will be back with some more International Women's Day stuff. And yes, don't you worry. I am going to be covering the Meghan Harry interview. 2.5 fucking hours. That's how much I love you. I'm going to watch it. Nightmare fuel. I'll see you later, Shalligators. Mwah!